Hi, welcome to Math for All, where everyone can learn more about math. I'm Denise, and today we are going to explore something called interval notation. Interval notation is basically a way to write what numbers can legally be. We see this when we're asked to write the domain or range of a function, where a function is increasing or decreasing, or where a function is positive or negative. Interval refers to where the numbers can be between, so we almost always have two numbers in our interval notation. Before we get started with our rules and examples, please go to my website, MathforAll.net, and print out our fill-in-the-blank notes that you can use to follow along with this lesson. Interval notation is related to things you have seen before. X is greater than 3. Negative 4 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 7. X is less than or equal to negative 10. X does not equal 6. X is less than 0, or x equals 11. In fact, we are going to transform most of these into interval notation in this video. It will be super helpful for you to understand these. Let's go over some basics of interval notation and then use them to do our examples. 1. This notation tells others what the numbers can be between. Maybe it's only full of optimism because it only tells us what's possible, not what cannot be. 2. There are 3 symbols enclosing these number possibilities: parentheses, brackets, and set symbols. Parentheses are used when the end numbers are not included, like greater than, less than, or open circles on a number line. Brackets are used when the end numbers are included, like greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, and closed circles on a number line. Set symbols are used when we list a number or numbers it can equal, like x equals 3 and 4. We have so many new rules and symbols, we get another short page of them. 3. It uses positive and negative infinity. If numbers can be less than a number, they officially start at negative infinity. If numbers can get bigger forever, they always end at positive infinity. Infinity always gets parentheses, not brackets, because officially we can never touch infinity. 4. Interval notation also uses the union symbol, aptly as a U. It is used between groups to say or, and it connects them together. As in, my number can be less than 5 or greater than 7. I have to put a U in between, but don't worry, we'll practice that. I think the best way to do these is to methodically go through examples and answer questions on what the end numbers are and whether they are included, and then translate them into interval notation. Later, you can go through these steps in your head, but for now, it will help make sense of these weird-looking symbols. We will turn x is greater than 3 into interval notation. What do the numbers start at? 3, because x is greater than 3, so they start at 3. Is that 3 included in the answer? No, because it's greater than 3 but not equal to. So I use parentheses and start my notation with a left parentheses 3. I put a comma after it, which shows all the numbers are in between 3 and the other number. What's the highest number it can get to? Since it's just greater than, it goes up forever, so it's positive infinity. And infinity cannot be touched, so it is never included and gets the other side parentheses. 3 positive infinity in parentheses. We just translated this weird number grouping into something that makes sense. We read the new interval notation as it starts at 3 not included, then it goes up forever to infinity. Here's another example. Negative 4 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 7. I think of these as that x locked inside negative 4 and 7. Let's ask our questions and translate. What is the smallest number x can be? -4. Is it included? Yes, because of that nice line under the less than symbol, meaning it can also equal -4. So I use a left bracket. I will start my answer here and put -4, then comma to indicate we go up from there. What's the highest it can get to? 7. Included? Yes, because there's another less than or equal to, so I use a right bracket because it's included. To complete the answer, I put a 7 and end bracket to finish it up. This shows that the numbers start at -4 and end at 7, inclusive. Next, x is less than or equal to -10. Where can x start? Since it goes backwards forever, it goes to -infinity. We never include infinity, so we use parentheses. The answer will start at parentheses -infinity. Comma to say we go up from there. We end at -10. Is -10 included in the answer? Yes, because of the or equal sign. That tells me to use a bracket. So I finish the answer and put -10 here and then close with a bracket to show that it can touch -10. Now we'll see where that union U comes in. We will write x does not equal 6 in interval notation. X can be anything except 6. But remember that this notation tells us what can be, not what cannot be. So our winners will start at -infinity, which is never included. Parentheses, -infinity, comma. It can go all the way up to 6, but not hit it. So we end at 6, and it is not included. 6 here and end parentheses. We're not done yet. More numbers are winners. Anything above 6. We put a U here to connect them, and we start again. Where does the next group start? 6 not included for a parentheses 6, comma. They end in the stratosphere at +infinity. +infinity here with his end parentheses that he always gets. It feels a little complex to just say that it can't equal 6, but that's what we have to do to exclude a value. Let's do this one super fast. X is less than 0 or x equals 12. Can you see that we have two groupings again? So we will use the U. Starts at -infinity for parentheses -infinity, comma. Goes to 0, not included, so 0 end parentheses. Keep going, so we put our U, and then we'll tackle the x equals 12. Since it doesn't start and stop at different numbers, we usually use the set brackets to include it like this. The answer will be -infinity to 0 or the number 12. Now let's look at one more in interval notation and go backwards to greater than less than notation. Here it is. Parentheses -5, comma -1, end parentheses. This looks like a point on the coordinate plane, but it's not. It means that it starts at -5 not including, so we could write x is greater than -5. But it doesn't go on forever. It stops really close to -1. We write x is less than -1, and very importantly, we will connect with and because the numbers have to fit inside. Another way to write it will be -5 is less than x is less than -1, where the x is locked inside the two numbers. Remember to always start with the lowest number and then move along to the highest. Great work sticking through this. I hope this helps you fully understand interval notation. It's kind of an interesting math way of writing things. Please go to my website, MathforAll.net, and print out a worksheet for you to practice going back and forth with interval notation. I have many other math videos to help you, so while you're there, find another video and keep learning more about math.